Yeah. Okay, this is nothing personal, but if I can get the commissioners in the back. And,
You're not, you're not.
the better looking people up front.
Can I make a
Yeah,
suggestion?
whoa, he's got the better looking people
Yeah,
up front.
yeah.
So I'm all right, Nick.
Yes.
All right.
The chair and
Let's see. Okay, can I get you right here?
Good effort.
There you go.
Well, maybe a blood, yeah.
Okay. Now, Austin, just move that way just a little bit. There we go. Okay. And look this way and smile. 1, 2, 3. And a couple more. 1, 2, 3. One more. 1, 2, 3. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, you'll have to give you a, here you All right, we're gonna move on down to number 3. Let's 12 step forward. West Nile virus.
Good evening.
I thought you guys might want a update on the situation. And actually, West Nile virus is mentioned, but we're more concerned about the triple E virus. So that's what I'll be focusing on. Just to recap what transpired. So on the afternoon of April the 8th, I was informed that we had a horse in Madison County that tested positive for triple E. And then I found out it tested positive for West Nile as well. So that was kind of weird. Because of the triple E, the horse had to be euthanized. And triple E is pretty much fatal to the horse. Of course, we know that that's the Eastern equine encephalitis virus, and it's transmitted by a mosquito. So anytime we have something like that, it kind of triggers a certain protocol in our department. So our protocol is to go out, survey the area for mosquitoes using CDC traps, baited with dry ice. That's so we can collect specimens. And then we ID and count the individual mosquitoes that come from those 5 traps. And then we verify that that we do indeed have the vector mosquito, the one that's transmitting the virus. And then the next thing is we go out and we treat the area with a Delticide. We spray it. So that's what we did. And the next thing that we're going to do is a post-spray analysis. So we'll go back out, put our traps back out, and see what we have left out there. So on April 9th, we did place 5 CDC traps, and we went within a half-mile radius of what we'll call ground zero, where the horse was. And so on April 10th, those traps were collected. The mosquito species were counted and ID'd in-house by David Sykes. He's my part-time helper, and he is awesome at IDing and all that kind of stuff. So I really appreciate y'all letting me have him on board. So he did count the mosquitoes, and we had 158 total out of 5 traps, and that's really not a lot. That's kind of low for this time of year. However, out of that number, 158, 151 was the type of mosquito that transmits this virus. So we knew we had at least the mosquito that does transmit it. We know it's here because we've got a dead horse from it. So that caused us to go ahead and spray the area. So we did a spray on April 10th, the 11th, and we also went back on the 14th. We treated a total of 1,876 acres, and that's from our truck-mounted ULV unit. And we did that in and around ground zero, so within a mile or two, which is the flight radius of this mosquito. Treatment of this area is ongoing, so we're not done yet. I'm just wanting to catch up what we've done thus far, and we'll be doing more spray. Like I said, we'll do our post-spray analysis once the treatments are finished. So some notes of interest in this area where this disease, where this virus popped up. In talking with the citizens in the area, they confirmed that there really hasn't been a mosquito problem there, at least in the last 10 years. One guy that lives at Ground Zero said, I haven't lived in 10 years. He said, we just don't have mosquitoes here. And it makes sense because the area is very clear. There's not a lot of brush. It's open, it's farmland. And it's about a mile as the crow flies from the river. So they really don't have a huge mosquito problem there. So looking for techniques to get rid of this mosquito, we look at source reduction. There really isn't any sources there that they're not breeding them in buckets, or there's not a lot of standing water there. So the only thing we can figure is that it's coming from the tributaries or the low-lying areas around the river, where it's kind of marshy and swampy, places we can't really get to from the road. And so therefore, it's going to be tough for us to eliminate the mosquitoes at the source. So that's why we're doing a heavy treatment of the area. So that's where we are as of the 23rd. So we're still battling it, and I think it's just an isolated incident. And the fact that it tested positive for both Tripoli and West Nile is interesting because there's only one mosquito that transmits both viruses. We didn't find that one. So in talking with David, he says that what's probably happened is over the years, horses get exposed to different stuff just from being in the environment. So it would depend on the test how sensitive it was, and it may have picked up cases of West Nile virus from previous exposure. The West Nile virus is not that fatal on horses. It's more fatal to people, but Triple E will kill it. So I don't really think we're looking at West Nile. I think we're looking more at Triple E in this area. So that's where we are. Any questions or comments or anything?
Mr. Willoughby, is a horse raised here? Was it brought in from another area? I guess that's my question is it possible that it was bitten somewhere else?
That's a very good question. And in fact, that's one of the first questions we asked was, is this a local transmission or was this brought in? And in talking with the people who lived there, the horse was 11 years old, so it was a young horse. All the horses were unvaccinated. They were vaccinated 3 years ago, but there's about 6 total. They were all on that property for at least the last 3 years. And probably longer. It's just the guy that was there said he'd only been working there for 3 years, and he knew the horse hadn't been moved or anything. So I do feel it's a local transmission, but that's a good question because that does make a huge difference.
Well, thank you very much. Any other questions from commissioners?
Okay, I brought some information there, and everybody feel free to grab some. It just has to do with mosquitoes moving in Florida and types of insecticides that are good for abatement. Because there's a lot of stuff out there now it just doesn't work. So it's good to have stuff that's been researched and proven. So. But we will continue to do what we do, and then maybe in a couple weeks I can come back and give you the final analysis and let you know how to do it.
Just real quick, the life cycle out here is 20 to 30 days on those.
On that mosquito, it's a little bit longer lived mosquito than normal. So yeah, about a month on average, and then
So
maybe
as
a little
long as we
longer.
kind of do that retreatment within that 30-day life cycle.
Right, yes, sir. What is recommended is, once you have that proven, and that's the thing, we don't have to send them off for sampling or anything like that, because we know it's there to kill the horse. So we know it's there. So we were able to get on this within, I don't know what the turnaround time is for the blood test, but probably a week. So a week from, the time it died, we were able to start, treatment, so that's pretty good. Usually it's a 46-week turnaround time from mosquito control to response, so we're doing good on that. As for the, life cycle, yeah, I would say probably the rest of this month on into May, we're gonna keep on, doing what we do.
Thank you, James, appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thank you very much, appreciate your help. All right, we'll move on down to number 4 under new business, the health department, the old health department building, Brian, I think you and Ken both want to present that.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. On the West Nile case,
Yeah.
we try to keep the public up to date by using our Facebook page. It was kind of interesting last week, some of our posts that we had put, sometimes and you can see how often they're viewed by people and shared. Sometimes some things may only be shared 200 or 300, 400 times. That particular one was shared last week, 7,500 people had viewed that, notice we had put on Facebook. The largest one we've had was when, the sheriff's, department had to recover the body out of Cherry Lake.
Yeah.
That one got shared, it was up in the, last time I looked, it was up in the 15,000 mark of being shared. So it's amazing how Facebook can actually reach a lot of people, and this one in particular, the case with the eastern encephalitis and the West Nile was out 7,500 times as of last week. So just to let you know that people do get that information. On the old health department, I've been working with Miss Albritton over the last year or so, and seeing what we could do to try to get everybody into the new health department. They moved into the new health department 2 years back, and she was able to remodel some places in the new health department to make room for the WIC program, which had been in the old health department. So they were able to complete that